I have quit my job 4 times in the last decade, from biotech to education to edtech companies and then to tech consulting. Today I'm here to talk about money mindset that made it possible without ever going broke. But before that, let me guess you're thinking she must be really privileged or rich. I'm sorry to say no. For most of my 20s, I was terrified of money. But that fear actually turned into my biggest advantage today. Here's what nobody talks about when they give you a financial advice. They'll ask you to save 6 months of money, save 20%, budget every coffee purchase. But what they don't tell you is your relationship with money is broken. And if you don't fix that first, you will always stay trapped in corporate jobs, in relationships, in locations that are slowly killing your soul. I realized this when I had a toxic boss who made me question my entire existence. So, picture this, I'm in my late 20s working in an edtech company, and my boss is making my life a living hell. I used to get up with so much anxiety. Every Sunday, I used to have those Sunday scaries. My mental health was tanking. But you know what? Everyone around me asked me to stick it out. Your salary is good, stick it out. But here's what I realized, and this changed everything for me. When your mental health is bad, you can't think clearly. You can't even see opportunities. In fact, you attract more such toxic situations out of desperation. You know what I did? I actually made a reckless decision and quit without another job lined up. Now, how I could afford to do this? Because I really understood something most people don't. Money is not about how much you make all the time. It's about the relationship you share with it. Mine started with fear. Sounds terrible, I know, but I actually turned it into my superpower. So here's my money philosophy in action. I'm very frugal by nature. I have very basic lifestyle, but I'm very lavish with my growth. I have basic clothes, basic daily expenses, but I would drop thousands on life skills, courses, workshops that can teach me something. Why? Because I'm not buying stuff, I'm actually buying my future earning potential. I used that fear to save aggressively early on. I moved back with my parents. I found remote jobs to save up on rent. I invested every penny I earned. Not because I was smart, but I actually did it because I was scared, very, very scared. But you know what? That foundation actually gave me the freedom to pivot when I needed to. But saving money is not enough when you're thinking about it all wrong. Let me tell you the mindset shift that changes everything. Money needs to free you, not bind you. Most people think financial security means staying in a job you hate because it pays the bill. That's not security. I'm sorry. That's prison with benefits. Real financial security is about having the flexibility to say no to toxic places, jobs, people, relationships, and yes to a lot of opportunities and growth. This is what I call building the pivot power. Here's how I do it differently. I refuse EMIs and recurring debt because they tie me to a specific income level. Second, my lifestyle costs are relatively low, so my survival numbers are manageable. Third, I am stupidly resourceful, so I find discounts, I find people who can help me invest better, but never compromising on quality for price. The idea is not to live like a monk forever, but to buy yourself options. And here's where most women get this completely wrong. Women swing between two extremes: hyper independence or complete dependence, and both are dangerous. Hyper independent women burn themselves out by trying to prove everyone that they don't need anyone by staying in corporate jobs for way too long. And completely dependent women lose their sense of self and their skills. And let me tell you something, middle path is where the magic happens. You earn your money the way you want, not how society expects you to. But this is only possible when you understand your unique relationship with money. The big question, how do you figure out your relationship with money? So here's a little exercise that I generally use to figure out my own relationship with money. Ask yourself these questions. What does money represent for you? Is it status, freedom, fear, or safety? Second, when you think about having enough money, what would you do differently? Third, what would you attempt to do if money was not a constraint for you? For me, money represents options, not luxury, not status, but just the bare ability to choose whenever, whatever I want to. This is the only thing that helped me pivot without panic. With each transition, I built skills, network, and more earning potential. This is only possible if you build the right financial and mental foundations for it. And here's the thing nobody tells you about career pivots. Every pivot made me learn something about money. In education, I learned impact does not mean poverty. In edtech, I learned how to negotiate my worth, and in tech consulting, I learned how to price my expertise. Now I help women make these transitions using tools, systems, and skills that did not exist when I was trying to figure this out the hard way. Now, technology creates a competitive advantage which makes pivoting less riskier and faster than ever. Speaking about tools and systems making everything easier, if you are stuck in your career and you want to build your own path, hit that subscribe button, because on this channel I'll be sharing strategies about mindset shifts, real tools and tech skills that you can build, to real business income streams that you can build. Coming up, I'll be sharing a lot of tools and systems that I have built for myself that saves up time and energy and helps me run literally my life on autopilot. So stay tuned. And if you want to connect with me personally, reach out to me on a platform called Threads. I'm super active there. The link is in the description below. Before I go, your corporate job taught you skills, but I will teach you how to package them into a life you really want to live. So subscribe, stay connected, and remember, there is always a better way to work and live. You just need to be brave enough to find it. On that note, see you again later. Bye.